Let's find a nice comfy seat. We're gonna have a couple of blankets and a ball handy. And we'll just settle in. Find our way into a shape where we feel like we're at ease. Maybe we let the eyes close here. We feel the way that the breath is entering and exiting our body, and if from that transaction of energy there is any softening or settling within the body. Give ourselves about 30 more seconds here just to land. When it feels appropriate for you, we'll let the eyes open. If they're closed, we're going to take our right hand behind us, palm facing away. That can be at the small of the back or on the sacrum. And then just turn our gaze over towards the left. Retract that right scapula. So there's this wealthy businessman been on a string of good luck, or relax back to neutral and release that right arm. And let's do the same thing to the second side. So left hand behind us, palm facing away, gaze towards the right, retract that left scapula. It's almost every transaction that this business person or businessman has entered into has turned up roses. It's turned out successful. Relax back to neutral. And just let the shoulder girdle be at ease here. Let's take our right arm and extend it straight towards the ceiling, palm facing to the left. And then just let the right elbow bend. We're going to clasp the left side of the head and tilt our head to the right, looking for this lateral line expansiveness here. Ourselves just 15 more seconds. Really breathe into the edge of the cervical spine. Soft tissue, supportive tissue here. Try to feel that. And when it feels appropriate for you, we're going to relax the head back to neutral, release the right hand, and just feel that bilateral variance. How does the right shoulder feel? How does the left shoulder feel? How do both sides of the neck feel? And then when you're ready, let's take this to the second side. Left arm extends straight up, left palm towards the right side of the room, clasp the right side of the head. Encourage this tilt. We want to keep the shoulder girdle relatively neutral, which means the hip girdle likely needs to stay relatively neutral. Maybe not necessarily, but certainly advantageous. Just breathing into the side of the neck so you can feel that musculature Expand and receive, hopefully soften as we exhale. And last 10 seconds here. When it feels right, we're gonna bring our head back to neutral, and once again, just check in on your bilateral awareness here. And when it feels appropriate for you, let's transition to hands and knees tabletop. So ideally, we've opened up some space along the shoulder girdle, some space in the cervical spine region. We're really going to try to bring that into play as we work through some cat-cow extensions. So as you exhale, round the back, tuck the chin, press up into the middle of the back. And at the same time, think about how the chin and forehead are placed in this shape and what you can do to help accentuate. And then we'll inhale in reverse. Chin lifts, tailbone lifts, belly drops. And exhale, middle of the spine lifts, chin tucks. And we're just going to work back and forth between this flexion, extension position. Inhales, dropping the belly. Exhales, extending the spine. Paying attention to what you can do with the positioning of your shoulders, with the kind of awareness of the collarbone placement, and then the positioning of both the forehead and chin in both the flexion and extension shapes. And let's just give ourselves roughly 30 more seconds here to explore this. And eventually, we're going to bring ourselves into a neutral spine and then just sink our way back into child's pose. And just allow for a landing here in child's pose. Just a softening into this space. One of the things that this business owner had always kind of desired is to have the grounds of his estate manicured and maintained. And so he had recently, post all of these financial wins, reached out to someone who he's known his entire life. Someone who's maybe a year or two younger. And who wasn't doing much. And hired him as kind of a groundskeeper, a gardener. Last 15 seconds here. When it feels appropriate for you, let's pull ourselves forward to hands and knees tabletop and take our right hand to heart center and let the weight of the front side of our shape be held in the right hand. With an inhale, let's take our left arm up into a twist. And really think about the rotation of the spine here. And then with an exhale, we're going to send that left arm underneath us, palm up, little thread the needle, coming down on that lateral edge of the left shoulder. At the same time, I know I say it every time, but I find it super duper important. When we take the arm across the body, super easy, especially when we're applying torso weight to the shoulder, that we start dislocating the proximal humeral head here. And so we want to have really strong humeral head integration. So a subtle retraction of that arm structure in the twist integrates the shoulder and allows us to receive the maximum benefit without doing any damage is probably the wrong word, but we'll use it as the right word, without doing any damage. When it feels appropriate for you. Let's press into the right hand and we'll bring ourselves back out of our shape. Re-engage our tabletop. And then left hand to heart center. Right arm's going to reach up into the twist. We really want to feel the rotation of the spine here. And then when you feel ready, right arm comes underneath. We thread the needle, palm up. We come down on that lateral edge of the right shoulder. At the same time, we want integration into the shoulder capsule. We feel the way that our body is integrated here. And when you feel balance left to right, let's press into the left hand. We'll press ourselves back up. And find tabletop. And then keeping the feet as they are, or if you want a little footwork, turning the toes underneath you, we're going to sink our seat back. So we kind of come into a little half child's pose, half tabletop here. So feet are underneath us. We get a little bit more lumbar expansion. If we have the toes engaged, then we get a little plantar fascial expansion. And we're just going to hold this for another 15 seconds. And when it feels appropriate, we'll pull ourselves to tabletop. Extend our legs out in front of us for a little staff, and just follow that leg extension into a little forward fold. Body softens as much as we can get it to the first time we've really tacked into the posterior chain. So on this particular day, this businessman is up in this upstairs balcony, and he's looking down, and he's seeing this gardener that he hired. And this gardener's, in some pretty tattered up clothing, and he's down on his hands and knees in really good soil, so it's not mud. But if it wasn't such good soil with such a high organic matter composition, it would be very muddy. It is very wet. And he's kind of on his knees, kind of picking through and pulling out seedlings to be replanted. Just another 60 seconds here. Remembering that each exhale is an opportunity to expand the shape. Every time we exhale, our body gives us an opportunity to soften. And if we're paying attention, we have this wonderful opportunity to use that softening to deepen the shape, to find more space. Feels appropriate for you, let's bring ourselves back up into a staff. We're going to grab our ball and our blanket or towel props and just make them available to us before we head to our backs. And then when you're ready, we're going to head onto our spine. And as we make it onto here for the first time, let's just take a moment to appreciate this. I'm gonna drop in an old reminder from me, which is how nice it is that we have this solid body of support underneath us at all times. And any time that we need to, we can lay down on a mat, on a floor, on the planet itself, and just be held and supported. We are going to grab a ball, and we're going to make this feeling of support kind of our point of emphasis as we take the ball in between the scapula and the spinal column on the top side of the arcature, or the arc itself of the scapula, that medial arc. So we're very high in a pretty tender spot for most of us, particularly if you have some stress going on. This can be where we're holding it. The hands here can be anywhere. They can be by your side, they can be out, or they can be overhead. This is going to depend a lot upon how sensitive the spot is for you, how much stress maybe you're carrying there. My challenge to you is going to be to kind of identify where the ball is creating pressure and exclude that area from your thoughts and really feel the rest of the body being held and supported here. Feeling the complete support the complete resting, the complete ease of the rest of the body, and knowing that we have this one little area, maybe depending on your ball size, right? An inch, maybe 2 inches, maybe 3 inches of area that is experiencing some additional sensation and trying to find your way back into the rest of your body that is at ease. Give ourselves 120 more seconds here. Not a lot of time, but if your mind is focusing on this one little area of sensation, it can certainly make the time feel longer. After some time, a businessman sees this gardener pop up, and he has this handful of little seedlings, and he jumps across this little muddy trench, and he kind of scurries over to this area where there's a flat clearing, and he starts getting down on his hands and knees again and planting these little seedlings into the soil. This business person can't help but think to himself, what a waste of energy he's observing here. And he goes and he sits down in this chaise lounge. And he just kind of thinks about how lucky he is to be able to experience this ease of life. Last 60 seconds here. If you have found your way into some deep ease, you may want to move the arm to bring back some additional sensation to create some more space. If you feel like this is already challenging to experience the rest of the body, then maybe you want to stay exactly where you are. Either way, we have 25 more seconds here. And the more at ease we are, the more relaxed we are, the quicker those seconds drift by. it feels appropriate, we'll take that ball out from side one and just find our way back onto our back and check in again with our bilateral variance. Just feeling how the shoulders feel against the mat. And so this business person is kind of thinking along the same lines of our practice. The more relaxed he is, the quicker the seconds tick by. The more at ease he is, the quicker the seconds tick by. And he's thinking about this gardener as he's laid back in this chaise lounge, and he's wondering how long a minute must be in this gardener's life as he's kind of hopping from here and there, always doing something, always busy. When it feels appropriate, we're going to take that ball over to side two. You're looking for a mirroring spot on the body. And a note here that this side may feel significantly more sensation, could feel significantly less as well. But we want to get into a place where we can know that the ball is there and then just kind of isolate our awareness around the ball's sphere of influence. You probably argue that it doesn't have a full sphere of influence, so we could say a plane of influence, but let's just use sphere of influence. And so our awareness is focused on where we are at ease here, where we are the most relaxed here. And so is this business person. He's thinking about how he can let go as he's watching the sun just kind of drift across the sky outside. Breathing, the way that we're receiving. Check in on your jaw, on your tongue, on your eyes. Can anything be relaxed even more? Another 2 minutes, 120 seconds on this side. Really holding true to this idea that a very small portion of our body is engaged here in active expansion, and a significant majority of our body is completely and fully at ease. Last 60 seconds here. Last 10 seconds here. And when it feels appropriate, let's take that ball out from side 2 and just let your shoulder girdle just be at ease here. Feel your body relaxing into the mat. Eventually, we're going to bring the bottoms of the feet together and let the knees fall out wide. So knees bent if they're not already. Note how the body's opening up here. Keep in mind, maybe have this in the back of mind, maybe it's forethought of mind. We've done a ton of shoulder expansion. And when we free up space in the shoulders, we free up space in the hips. They are bilaterally connected. And as the hips fall open into this external rotation position, you may notice that there is more room there than you expected. When it feels appropriate, we're going to bring our knees back together. And we're going to grab a blanket or towel, and we're going to have shelf fold, put the ball in the middle taco style, close that up, and then place that behind us so that we get a little neck adjustment. And as the ball settles into wherever feels best, again, you have that low position at the base of the cervical spine, mid position at the apex of the arc, or top position at the base of the skull. Any of those can be impactful. Then once again, we are going to bring the bottoms of the feet together and let the knees fall out wide. As you get back in this shape, note if the repositioning of your neck and thus the repositioning of your shoulders has changed the availability of the hips, or the availability to the hips. And we are just going back into this idea of ease. So as time kind of progresses, the business person becomes more and more pleased with the aesthetics that the property is taking on. And thus more and more pleased with the decision to bring on this gardener. In many ways, because of this grandiose look that the property has taken, this business person decides he's going to host a brunch, kind of show off this new look to all the well-to-dos of the community. And so he sends out these invitations. The very act of writing these invitations starts to cramp up his hand. And he starts to realize, how old he's getting. He looks at his skin and it's dry and crinkled. And as he finishes up the letters, he looks out and he sees this old gardener kind of running around and trying to get everything as perfect as possible for this up and coming event. And he again just kind of can't help himself but think what a waste of energy. Last 10 seconds here. It feels appropriate for you. We'll bring our knees back to neutral. And we'll pull that blanket out from underneath our head or neck. And just let the knees start to explore the space here. A little sway and twist. Just feeling into these full explorations of rotation. And when it feels appropriate for you, we're going to let the knees settle on the left side. And just let your body fully and deeply release into the space you've created. We not have a ton of movement in practice, but we have sought a lot of depth. See if you can find that in these final twists. feels appropriate, we'll bring our knees back to neutral. Let the sacrum re-land here. Make sure you find that bilateral balance across the hip girdle. And then we'll let the knees fall over to side 2. Once again, you're just seeking the depth of what is possible here in your rotation. It feels appropriate for you. Let's bring our knees back to neutral. Once again, let the sacrum settle, let the hip girdle settle. We want to find a neutral balance there. And then just ask yourself if you need anything, if you want anything, if you could benefit from anything prior to Shavasana. And if you can, then let's bring that into the practice right now. If you have everything you need, if you're ready for your version of stillness, then let's drop into that. And we'll just settle and be at ease here. In stillness here. lounge. Everybody's kind of gathered around, eating their little hors d'oeuvres. And the gardener's out on the grounds, scurrying about, trimming a rose here, pulling a weed there. And he jumps over that little muddy trench. And one of the guests goes over to the businessman and says, what a magnificent sight here. He points out to the gardener, and he's like, he moved with such a fire, such an invincible youth to him. And he just asked the question, he says, how long has that boy worked for you? And the businessman kind of sighs. It's like, well, first off, that's no boy. That's my good-for-nothing brother. And the guest kind of looks back and like, how many years younger is he than you are? And this old businessman kind of looks and maybe pridefully, maybe shamefully, it's hard to tell. This is a year and a half, 2 maybe, something around there. I kind of lost track of him for a while. And then this businessman kind of slowly makes his way over to the Chase Lounge and slumps into it. We'll start to bring some movement to our fingers and our toes. Up through our wrists and our ankles, up through our elbows and our knees, through our shoulders and our hips and our neck and our head, jaw, eyes, tongue. Eventually, the entirety of our body can move. We'll let that movement lift us back up into a seat. In a seated space, spine gets tall, breath gets fluid, eyes close. And with your next inhale, let's bring your hands together in heart center. Over the course of the next 7 days, can you remind yourself that aging is not simply a process of counting trips around the sun, but a much more intricate process of gauging how deeply involved you are in the life you're living, and see how that changes your experience. Thank you so much for being a part of this morning's practice and for being you. Namaste.